Hello there. Just doing some bench work, and I was going to attach this power supply to the bench lights, simply because this is a silent power supply, and the one I'm using at the moment has got a ruddy great big fan on it. And I've noticed that a lot of my videos have got some background fan noise, so I've had to be messing about in the editing suite to try and reduce it. Now, myself, I'm quite lazy in that respect, and I don't see why I should have to do something if there's no need to do it. So I thought I would actually wire up this little 5 amp power supply to a mains plug and connect it to the bench lights to see if we could make things easier for me and hopefully a bit more pleasant for you guys. So I bought off eBay a packet of 10 plug tops. Now these are standard UK plug tops. I'm sure everybody's seen them, but I don't know how many people have actually changed one. Now, if you're as old as me, you had to put a plug on everything you bought. Unfortunately, European regulations have decided that everything must come with a moulded plug, and it's an almost lost skill, the art of putting a plug onto a piece of kit. So I thought I'd make this little video just to show the younger ones in the audience exactly how to do it. Now, this one actually comes with a very nice little card, which even gives you how long these wires should be, how much you should strip off, and basically everything you need to know about putting a plug on. So it actually says here, now you can do it to the measurements, or you can do it like I do, which is rough and ready, and you basically take your chances. Now all you're going to need are 4 items really. You're going to need either a Phillips or a flat bladed screwdriver, depending on the plug top. And as you see, this one's got a barcode, so it just keeps everything together. It's also fused with a 13 amp fuse, which I'll have to change. You're going to undo. What I'm doing is I've loosened the centre one, which takes the top off the actual plug. This bit that I'm just loosening now is the cord grip, and basically that holds the cord in place to stop you pulling it out if you trip over the wiring. And I tend to take these out first before putting everything in. Now, do I follow the measurements and do it the way he says, or do I do it the way I know, which is pretty much exactly the same way as what the plug says? What you need to do is you need to make sure you have enough cable after the cord grip to reach the furthest most pin. So if the cord grip's there, you're going to need enough cable to bend round and out. So I'm going to put a little bit more on. That takes it to about there, because you can always take cable off, but you can't add cable to it. So we know it's sort of round where the A is. Second thing you'll need, a blade. Whether you use a scalpel or whether you use something else is entirely up to you, but you need a blade that can cut through the cable. Now, what you don't want to do is cut too deeply. So as you see, all I'm doing with this is I'm just gently scoring until I see the insulation of the other wires. Now I'm going to go around from this side and just gently rub over the top. There we go. Okay. What you're trying not to do is actually to cut into the insulation of the wiring underneath. Hopefully this is still in focus for you guys. So let's just bend that out. Okay, there we come. There we come. Now when you get to sort of that stage, you should be able to just, if you don't knock your video lights over, just pull the rest of the cable off, so that you now are left with a brown, a blue, and a green and yellow. The green and yellow is your earth, which is your longest wire. Now, as you see, we have plenty of cable now to go into there. And what you have to do, you just measure up your wires, and your brown one's going to be the shortest. So this is where the third item comes in. And in this case, the third item is a pair of wire cutters. You can get them from Wilco's, you can buy them from the pound shop even. I believe Tommy Walsh has put his name to a line of tools. And again, all you do is you just cut it a little bit longer. I tend to do it a little bit longer than where the end of the wire will stop at the end of there. In the case of this one, just about there. As I say, you can always cut wire off, you can't add wire. And in the case of the blue wire, let's just go a little bit further out and go to there. So there's your ready trimmed wires. Now it says you want to take 6mm off, and you can either measure it with a ruler if you want, or you can guess. And 6mm, half a centimetre, thereabouts, like so. That one's not as neat as I'd like, so I'm just going to nip that bit of insulation that's overhanging off. So there you go, you have 3 bits of wire now, different lengths. You twist them round. I'm just trying to keep this in shot and making sure that it's not too invisible. Also making sure that the battery on the camera doesn't die. It was a very good weekend at the Blues Festival. I got back yesterday morning. It was a long, exciting weekend. Saw a great number of bands. So here we go. I've taken out the fuse connector and the fuse. And the reason for that is because it makes it easier to just undo this. Now, this particular plug top has actually, although it's got a Phillips head, it's better with that flathead groove in it, but it's been done extremely tight, which is not as good as you'd like, but there you go. But all you do is you unscrew that, and you can assemble this out of the plug top to make things so much easier. So you put the wire through. Now, as you see, I've cut off just enough so that it reaches the end. See, if I push it too far in, the copper wire comes out at the end. But if you just put it in the right amount and then tighten down on that, you don't need to solder, you don't need to crimp, you don't need to... you can solder it if you want. I've seen people who do solder their plug top wires. Some people say it makes a better joint, some people don't care. And again, you can do the same with these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the plug top to help me get these out, because I don't know how tight these are going to be. But you'll find the standard terminal screwdriver is pretty much universal across all plug tops. And when I say you can assemble this out of the plug top, you can just do it simply like that. Let's just loosen that screw off a little bit more. Again, the wire is only just reaching the other side, telling me that I've taken exactly the right amount off. So just screw that one down. And then the blue one, let's just do that again. Take it out of the top, just loosen it off a touch so that I can make sure I can get it in there. What you've got to try and make sure that you don't have is whiskers of wire, the good old-fashioned careless whiskers, which can sort of leak out and possibly touch something else. So that's basically it. The plug top is done. All you do is you reinsert all the cables in the correct positions, like so, and they all just fit in. Now you notice I haven't yet put a fuse back in because I'm going to dig in and get a lower rated one because 13 amps is excessively high. This is when you put the cord grip back in. So let's put the first side of the cord grip in, and if I can fit it onto a screw, like so, just get the Phillips driver again, and go on, there you come. I'm trying to do this so people can see it plug top. After all, you don't want me to tell people how to electrocute themselves with badly done plugs. So again, I've just fitted that through, just nipped it on that side so that I can put the other one in. And if you let go, the screw falls out and all the other bits fall out because there's nothing holding them in. There we go. Right, so. And all you do is you tighten down on the two screws. Make sure it's reasonably even. You don't want to compress it completely, but you want to make it tight enough so that it won't pull out. As you see, I can put a fair bit of force on it, and then you just slot that in. Now, if the appliance you're going to be using is something like a big heater, then you would keep the 13 amp fuse in there. If you are going to use something a bit smaller, here I am, I'm not prepared at all because I didn't actually read the description of what was in there, so I haven't got my 13 amp fuses or my UK spec fuses to hand, which is blinking typical. Just got to find which of these wonderful, there we go. Everything's on the shelf. We have a selection of fuses here, and we're looking for some mains fuses. So what I'm actually going to put in there is a 3. I could get away with a 1, but you'll find that all UK spec fuses, they will all have the British Standards mark on, and they will all be opaque because they are designed to not explode. The glass fuses have a tendency to sputter inside, and the thermal shock can actually break the glass, and then you get hot bits of metal inside your plug or inside your connector. But in the UK, I'm going to put that one in with the other 13 amp fuses, like so. Put that away, and then all you do, close the lid, Phillips screwdriver again, and do that. And that is how you put a UK plug top on. Hope you found it interesting. Funny enough, that is actually an exercise in the intermediate amateur radio exam in the UK. Showing, you have to demonstrate that you can put a plug on a bit of cable, because well, not everybody knows how to do it, and it is a useful skill. I know many people don't have to do it in the future, but we can waffle on for ages about it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully keep safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.